Good day and welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notification bell so that you'll be updated anytime we upload a video. Today is another day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Welcome to Albertine Sports on YouTube. So we're starting off with our updates today from FC Barcelona. And Hansi Flick granted an interview today and he was asked about the state of Barcelona and how Hansi Flick is faring as a Barcelona coach. And his response was, he's actually like Hansi Flick, and the coolest, or Barcelona fans actually love Hansi Flick, and I think he's one of the most loved personalities in FC Barcelona now. And it's obvious because as a coach, the moment you join the club and then the results start going in the club's favor, you actually be loved. You actually become one of the people in the city or the fans who actually love, irrespective of what they've seen previously. Supporters always think about the present situation, the current situation. I think that's actually going on in FC Barcelona. And if Hansi Flick is loved by clueless, I think he deserves to be loved because he actually changed everything from last season, from the worst state of FC Barcelona last season to a very good shape a club can actually get within a short period of time. So I think he actually deserves. And the next question he was asked, or the following question he was asked was, does he really like how Hansi Flick conducts himself during press conferences? And then his response was, yes, he actually like how Hansi Flick conducts himself during press conferences. Because there are some coaches who actually go rough during press conferences, but Hansi Flick is calm, his teeth, his composure during press conferences is actually good. And then Juan Laporta commended him for that, and he said the German and English suit him very well. You all know Hansi Flick can't speak Spanish, and so he's now faring in with only English and the German language, the Dutch language. That's actually what Hansi Flick uses in his press conferences. Now, another news about Barcelona. This is an exciting news. We all know the impact that Dani Olmo brought to the club the moment he was signed or the moment he played his first game for FC Barcelona. But unfortunately for him, he got injured. And according to reports from Barcelona or from the camp of Barcelona, Dani Olmo will resume training during the international break and he'll be 100% fit for the Bayern Munich and then the El Clasico. I think that's good news. So he'll be 100% fit for the Sevilla game. But I don't think he's going to start. He will start against Sevilla. The match he can start will be the El Clasico or the match against Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League. So it's actually good news for FC Barcelona. And the Olmo recovering will create or will bring in new thing in the Barcelona setup. It's going to add some ice on the cake. It's actually going to help Barcelona. The midfield, although it's congested, there are a lot of good players in the midfield at the moment, but quality is always quality. And then Olmo is an important figure in Hansi Flick's setup in Barcelona setup. We all saw his impact in the 3 matches he played. He played 3 and he scored 3. That's Dani Olmo we're talking about. He's an integral part of the FC Barcelona setup, and I think it's actually going to help FC Barcelona. His return is going to help FC Barcelona in the 2 difficult matches they are going to play after the international break against Bayern and against Real Madrid. They are 2 difficult matches. Real Madrid are not playing very well as compared to last season, but they are Real Madrid. They can change things at any point in time. So Dani Olmo's presence will actually go to help FC Barcelona. Now let's move on from FC Barcelona to the English Premier League. We've played a lot of matches in the English Premier League, and at the end of September, some players have been nominated to win the Player of the Month of September. Yes, so 8 players have been nominated to win. So one of them is actually going to win the Player of the Month of September, and the first player is Harvey Barnes. So from Newcastle, Harvey Barnes has been nominated as a player to win the Player of the Month of September in the English Premier League. So Harvey Barnes played 4 matches in September. So he played 4 matches in September and he scored 3 goals. 4 matches, 3 goals. Actually good for a young chaff like him for Newcastle United. He's not playing for a top 6 club in England. He's not playing for Liverpool. He's not playing for Manchester City. He's not playing for Chelsea. He's not playing for Tottenham Hotspur. He's not playing for Manchester United. He's playing for Newcastle. To be able to score 3 goals in 4 matches, I think it's a good start for Harvey Barnes and nominated for this particular award. So the next player is Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz was the best player for Liverpool in September, playing 4 matches, scoring 4 goals. 100% record, 4 matches, 4 goals. Clearly shows his quality and class. He's a very, very good player. One of the players I actually like in the English Premier League, one of my favorite players in the English Premier League is Luis Diaz. His directness, his skill set, his ability to take on players. I mean, these are the kind of players I love to watch. He's actually a good player. So this Then in the month of September, he played 4 matches and he scored 4 goals. He actually also deserves to be nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month of September. The next player is Gabriel dos Santos Magalhaes. You see, he's a defender, and defenders do not actually get their flowers they deserve. One integral member in Arsenal's team for the last 3 seasons, he has been consistent in defending and even scoring most important goals when it comes to set pieces. And Arsenal has clearly shown that when it comes to set pieces, they are one of the dangerous clubs you can get in the English Premier League. And the one who makes this club become one of the dangerous clubs when it comes to set pieces is Gabriel Magalhaes. He scored against Manchester City. You could see he scored against Tottenham Hotspur as well. So his goals are actually important. So in the month of September, he played 3 matches. He scored 2 goals and kept 1 clean sheet as a defender. A defender playing 3 matches, scoring 2 goals. A 90% record, almost 100% record. You could clearly see how important he was to Arsenal's team in the month of September. And he was an integral part of the Arsenal's team in the match against Manchester City. Defensively very solid, offensively added up, scored the most important, one of the most important goals for Arsenal this season against Manchester City. Next person is Ryan Gravenberch. For the Ryan Gravenberch, yes, you can make case for him. You can replace him with someone, but who are you going to replace with Grant Gravenberch? Or who are you going to replace? Who are you going to take off Grant Gravenberch and replace him with? He actually had a good month, played 4 matches. He didn't score, but he had 20. He won 29 possession. Yes, and he won the most possession in the English Premier League in the month of September. I mean, football is actually not based on only goals and assists. You see, some of these players doesn't get enough recommendation and enough hype they actually get because they don't score. But their impact on the field is very, very it's very, very good for their club. And the club actually need these kind of players. It's like you disrespecting a defensive midfielder in a team. You would not see his numbers, but taking off in a team actually remove something big from the team. And the injury of Rodri has actually explained the importance of a defensive midfielder in every setup. We can clearly see the vacant space Rodri has left in the Manchester City setup. And against Arsenal, we saw it, and against Newcastle too, it was, they were exposed that defensive midfielder is actually one of the best positions, one of the most important roles and important positions we actually need in a football match or in a football team. The next player is Raul Jimenez. So he played 3 matches in September and scored 3. A good player for Fulham. Fulham is not a top tier club. A player scoring 3 goals should be a normal thing, yes. How many goals do they even score in a month? And a player from Fulham scoring 3 goals in the month of September out of 3 matches, he actually deserves to be nominated for the award to win the player of the month of September. Dwight McNeil also was nominated for the player of the month of September. He played 3 matches, he scored 3 goals and gave 1 assist out of their team, and I think he also deserves to be nominated. And the next player is Cole Palmer. Ice Cold Palmer. Played 4 matches, scored 5 goals and gave 1 assist. We also have Oli Watkins, who played 3 matches, scored 4 goals and gave 1 assist. So these are the nominees for the player of the month of September. Now let's move on to the coach of the month of September. Coach of the month of September in the English Premier League. The first coach is Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta this month of September was actually good. He played against Manchester City. He was able to accumulate, or he was able to end the match with 1 point, even though they were playing with a numerical disadvantage. After Leandro Trossard was given a red card in the first half, they were actually able to manage the game and they were able to end the game with a point. He actually deserves to be nominated. We can also talk of Unai Emery. And people are getting to recognize the performance and the quality and the class of Unai Emery in the Aston Villa setup. This man literally took this Aston Villa team in a relegation position. They were almost going to relegation the time he took this Aston Villa team. And now, Aston Villa is one of the contenders to win the English Premier League. And then if not to win the English Premier League, to play in the top 4. They played in the top 4 just last season. They are playing the Champions League this season. Yesterday, they scored Bayern Munich. Actually hilarious. And I think he deserves his flowers. And I understand why people are actually gradually recognizing the work of Unai Emery in Aston Villa. Enzo Marisca for Chelsea was also nominated. Enzo Marisca was nominated. Since he took Chelsea as the head coach of Chelsea. He has lost only one match against Manchester City in their first match. You could clearly see his influence. Chelsea were not playing that at that highest level last season, but now they're actually one of the best teams in English Premier League and then even in Europe. So Enzo Marisca also deserves to be nominated for the coach of the month of September in the English Premier League. And also, we can talk of Marco Silva for Fulham, one solid goalkeeper. And I've heard he's a candidate to be appointed as the new head coach of Manchester United if Eric Ten Hag is sacked. So one coach to replace Eric Ten Hag at Manchester United is Marco Silva. If the performance of Eric Ten Hag doesn't go on well, then he gets fired. He's actually one person to replace Eric Ten Hag in Manchester United. You can also talk of Arne Slot. A lot of people were doubting this man after Jurgen Klopp decided to resign or to leave Liverpool. People were doubting as to whether a coach can come to Liverpool and do what Jurgen Klopp did at Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp marked an era as Liverpool, but what this young man is doing at Liverpool is actually insane. Yes, it's insane. He's on top of the English Premier League with Manchester City. We know Manchester City, almost they are on top of the English Premier League at all time. And then a new coach, he didn't sign any player. The player he signed was Federico Chiesa, and then he's even injured. With no signing, with no better signing, he's actually played very, very well. Jurgen Klopp with that same team last season couldn't win the English Premier League. And with this, was not even second on the English Premier League table. But this man took over the team without any signing, without any, additions or subtractions, and he's actually performing with that same team Jurgen Klopp couldn't perform with last season. He's actually doing well. Now let's move on to Italy. Far away in Italy, Antonio Conte has won the coach of the month of September in Italian Serie A. When I talk of Antonio Conte, I always call him the league expert. Antonio Conte won't give you that flamboyance, that beautiful, that free-flowing fluidity game. But when it comes to winning of the league for you, he's actually one of the coach you can trust. You can put your faith in. You can stake your last money that Antonio Conte definitely is going to win the league. Last season, Napoli were not at the peak of their form. Yes, we all know what actually went on last season in Napoli. But this man took over. He said, no, I don't want Victor Osimhen. Give me Lukaku. They gave him Lukaku and he's actually playing well. They are on top of the Italian Serie A. Very well-deserved award for Antonio Conte. Now, let's go to Chelsea. You see, Enzo Marisca, I've already given him his flowers. I've already commended him for the good work he's doing at Chelsea. But there are certain things as a coach you don't do. I like his authority at Chelsea. Standing on his authority to do things as a manager, because if things does not go on well as a coach, you're actually the one who's going to be sacrificed at the end of the day. But there are certain things you need not to do. You see, his issue with Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell is one of the best flying laterals you can get in that situation or in current football. He's like the Robertsons, but unfortunately for him, injuries has been worrying his career, and then he's actually not consistent because of injuries. You see, Enzo Marisca might have a different playing style, and that does not suit Ben Chilwell. He likes his left back to always invert in the midfield when they are attacking, and Ben Chilwell doesn't give you that. But that doesn't mean you ship him out of the team. He's actually one good player, and I think the owners of Chelsea should come into this situation because he has started well as a coach for Chelsea. His style is like this, and Ben Chilwell does not fit his style. What if the table turn and then you decide to sack the coach, and the next coach you bring doesn't like Marco Corelli's playing style, and Marco Corelli does not fit his style? Now, you actually need a player like Ben Chilwell. Are you going to sign another Ben Chilwell to come and then you sell Marco Corelli, or what are you actually going to do? You are going to reshape Marco Corelli to fit into the coaching style of the different coach you are actually going to bring. So I think you can manage both of them. The situation can be managed very well. It can be a backup, and you need not to be too pragmatic as a coach. Sometimes you actually need to rotate your squad. You actually need to rotate your plan, your game plan. Not every day that you need to stick with that same plan. Sometimes you need to twist things. And that's what I think Chelsea should know right now. You will need the bench. He's actually a good player, one of the best left backs you can get in the English Premier League at the moment. Although he's not consistent, that one I agree. He's not consistent because of injuries, but you can't deny the fact that Ben Chilwell is a good goalkeeper, or is a good lateral, or is a good left back. That and it is what it is. The coach doesn't want him, and then they're going to find a way to ship him out in January transfer. He said he doesn't regret for leaving him out in the UEFA Europa Conference League, and it's okay for him. I think he should find his destiny in a different club, and I think it's actually going to help him. Liverpool might need him because he's a like for like replacement for Andy Robertson. And I think Guardiola too might also need him, but I don't think he will actually go to Manchester City or Liverpool. That's what's actually going on in the English Premier League and in Chelsea. So this where we and then lastly, the UEFA Champions League Team of the Week. UEFA Champions League Team of the Week. So match day 2. Goalkeeper imposed was Emiliano Di Martinez for Aston Villa. His performance against Bayern Munich was seen, and he was the goalkeeper of the week from UEFA. We have Thiago Santos from Lille Metropole against Real Madrid yesterday. They actually gave Real Madrid a good run for their money. We also have Flamengo from PSV Eindhoven. Flamengo from PSV Eindhoven was playing as a centre-back pair with Mohamed Salisu from Ghana. So Ghanaian very own Mohamed Salisu made the Team of the Week match day 2 in the UEFA Champions League. And we also have Denis Zappacosta from Atlanta. He was also the left back in the team. So they went in with a 3 midfield. We have Quentin Timber from Feyenoord. We also had Florentino from Benfica. We also had Rafinha from FC Barcelona. And then the attack was Karim Adeyemi, Sena from Stade Brest, and we also had Dusan Vlahovic for Juventus. These were the players who made the Team of the Week for the match day 2 from UEFA. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Albertine Sports on YouTube.